Hello, and welcome to my very first video in Survival Minecraft. And I'm sure I know what you're all thinking. You're like, what is this? Most first videos start with a brand new world. To which I say, that's true, but to be honest, even though it looks like I've got quite a bit going on, and it's true that I've had this world for a long time, I haven't actually done too much on it. I've barely made it into the nether. I've only gone in a little bit to farm some crimson wood and gather like a few resources there, but I haven't like established any sort of firm presence in the nether. I haven't even been to the end. I haven't even found a fortress. I am taking it very slow. And also, I really like this world. I like what I am doing with it. This room obviously isn't finished, if you couldn't tell by the fact that everything is still kind of haphazard, but I've managed to accomplish quite a bit in terms of just building, and that's sort of my idea with Minecraft. What I want my videos to be about is more like is building and taking on bigger projects eventually, and trying to do like new fun things, build farms and stuff. So that's what these videos are going to be about. And so even though I could start off with a completely new world, I like where this direction I have with this world is going. And there's still plenty for me to do in terms of bosses in the end and the nether that will kind of be a new experience for me. So hopefully it's not going to be that big of a deal. I should probably introduce my pet toddler here with his trusty steed, Mr. Cluckers. He is certainly one with attitude. It was quite a pain to get him in here, but he's in there now. And he's our official pet of this area, which is eventually going to become my like sort of brewing area. I think is going to be the primary use here. I don't really have the materials to do much brewing yet because I haven't even found a nether fortress, so I don't have nether warts or blaze powder or anything like that. But I did steal this this brewing stand from a village nearby, so that's why I have that. And so this is eventually going to be like storage for my brewing stuff. This is like my little enchanting corner, as you can see. I'm definitely going for the dungeon-esque aesthetic here. Eventually I'll probably extend a little bit more that way, not too much because there's water right above there that I don't want to have to mess with. Let's see what else. This is one of my mob spawners. I have two. They're sort of right next to each other. And this one is the first one I built, and I only recently came in and put in these walls, redid the flooring and the ceilings. That way it's all in this brick, what is it called? Deep slate brick. And then put this tinted glass in so you could see in. And that's why there's this tunnel back here, so that way eventually when I extend this way we'll have two views there, and so that's fun. Eventually I'll go down there into the basement and show you around what's down there. This is sort of my storage area. It may not stay that way permanently, but this is like my current storage area, and it needs a little bit of reorganizing because there's some stuff I just sort of slapped in here because I needed to put it somewhere. This is actually where my second mob spawner is. This one has a floor here. This one does not, because I think it's because there was too much water in this section, so I didn't even want to mess with it, so I went down another section. And so this one is missing one floor. But that actually isn't much of a problem because this one's actually more efficient than this one. And the reason why is it'll be more apparent once we get downstairs. I'm actually just going to go down there now and we can finish the tour upstairs later. But you can see this chunk of random rock here, and you can see that I started doing this room. I want to redo it because I don't like what is going on here. It looks kind of ugly, but anyways, back to this. You can see this chunk of rock here. And so what happened was fairly early on in this world, I had already gotten this whole section done. The mob spawner was here. I had other rooms above this as well. Part of it was the brewing area. And then above that was that little hovel where I currently have my furnaces. And one day I loaded up the world. I think it was after one of the updates that they did. And this chunk had completely glitched out in this like whole section there. It like undid itself, so all the stone is still there. And I haven't had a chance to fix the downstairs yet. I fixed all the way upstairs where my furnaces are. I lost a bunch of chests in that, so that was unfortunate because I had a bunch of materials that I lost when that happened. That was frustrating. And then also came very close to deleting my brewing stand. Luckily, it barely escaped destruction, so we're good in that. But I haven't fixed this section yet, and of course, because it cuts right through the mob spawner, this mob spawner is less efficient than this one here, which does not have a pillar of stone in the middle of it. I'm talking in a weird accent. I swear I'm American. I speak American English, and yet my voice is coming out weird. I apologize for that. I'm just gonna kill these to get them sort of out of the way. And these mob spawners are really basic. They're essentially just a platform with some water streams a block further down, so the mobs sort of wander into the water stream and then fall down into this pit. Some of them die immediately. Others sort of sit here until I can come and kill them and collect EXP. So they're assigned both for collecting materials and for collecting EXP, which is sort of what I was intending with this particular with these particular spawners. So they're nothing super fancy. And then in here is where I just put in this slime farm. So you can see my 2 iron golems there, and then this pit with the campfires at the bottom. And I have my hoppers here. They lead into here, so basically they fall down. And if they don't fall straight through, they land on these pads with the water, which pushes them into the campfires. And then they sort of burn there, and there drops them in the hoppers, which collect in that chest. And so occasionally a little one will squeak through on the ends here. But that's not the like end of the world to me. It's not that big of a deal, I don't think. Let's see. So I'm going to go back upstairs and show you there's a space. So obviously that area isn't finished yet. There's a cave right beyond there, and I'm just going to say this outright. I am a massive coward. I do not like to take my chances in caves, so I have deliberately been avoiding them, and the problem with that is, of course, if things spawn in those areas, then they take away from my mob spawners and my slime farm, which is an issue. So I do need to eventually work up the courage to go into those caves, but I kind of want to play it safe because I'm shit at, I probably shouldn't have said that, I'm awful at melee combat, so I want to get some, at least prop 4 full diamond armor. I have my chest plate done right now. I don't have anything else done though yet, and then I will feel more comfortable going into the caves. But at this point in time, I am a massive coward, and I admit to it. I own up to it. It's going to be a problem, but we'll get there. This is where my nether portal is. I currently just have a row of stone blocks there because occasionally piglins come through there, and that's annoying, so I want to make sure they don't just kind of come out and wander around, because then it gets annoying. Here is a tank where I have 4 axolotls in here. I think one of them's named, but I can't remember what I named him. But you'll soon realize how much I love axolotls. I love them so much. And I just think they're the coolest. I have 4 in here. They're nothing super fancy. Honestly, they're kind of like just whatever like your basic axolotl is. I have 1 gold one, 1 brown one, and 2 of those white ones with the pink on them. And one of them is named something. I just can't remember. I think it's that brown one there that has the name. I can't remember though. What I named him, but I do know this pink one up here lives in here. Where is he? There he is. This one is Bartholomew. Bartholomew, yeah. I have decided that in order to, all my axolotls have to have really outdated, sort of ostentatious names, and so that's how this guy ended up with the name Bartholomew. I'm gonna nap real quick because it's nighttime and I don't want to have mobs spawning everywhere. Creepers really is the bane of my existence. Here is Otis and Milo, my cat. If you get that reference, good on you. Yeah, but that particular pairing of names is on purpose. Let's see, anything else I need to show off in this building here? I'm going to put another tank here and eventually expand this area out. Do I have another room in here, though I don't know for what yet. It'll probably be like the centralized location for a lot of my, where like a lot of my mining stuff comes in, because my mine is down there. And so what I'll probably do is have like a bunch of mine carts and have them come up here, and so that way I can like spend more time down there actually mining and not have to worry about emptying my inventory all the time by sending stuff back up. And just have like this be sort of the location where I gather all my mining materials. I guess that means it's time to go upstairs. This room is not finished because it is huge, and there's a creeper walking right by there, and I hate that so much. There's torches everywhere. Eventually I want to get lanterns in here. The original plan for this area was to do the ceiling with like moss, and then have those glowberry vines hanging down to help provide light. But I don't know if I'm going to stick with that. I feel like I'm not going to do that, and instead just sort of have it all stand up there and maybe do that particular idea somewhere else in my base. But I'm kind of leaning into this dark sort of old dungeony aesthetic underground. My home is literally a hobbit hole. So I actually have 2 floors here. I completely skipped this one. This one is nothing exciting. This leads into the top of the tank in case I need to get in there for whatever reason. These doors lead out into this little platform here. There's nothing up here yet. It's like a little mini hobbit hole, but eventually I'll put probably another bridge coming out of here, maybe heading over to the landmass in that direction. And then upstairs, this space is also empty at the moment. I don't know what I'm going to do with this space at all, or if I'm just going to leave it empty. Oh, no. Nope, 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 no, sir. We're just going to walk out of here. But yeah, where that creeper is hanging out, hello, buddy. I hate you so much. Hold still. There we go. Where that creeper was hanging out is, oh, it's raining now. How delightful. This is going to reduce my frame rates quite a bit. But where that creeper was hanging out, I have this bridge. It's not completed yet. I had a thing going, and then it was too confined. It wasn't working, so I took down some planks and stuff. And so I need to redo the railings. But essentially it leads over to that hill, where something interesting is going to be. I'm not going to give away too many of my plans yet, but you can see like my wheat fields there, so I'll eventually go over there and show you around in a moment. But I'm going to come over here first, where I have, this is my lake. I have a bunch of axolotls that I released in here, so there's just constantly like fish and other things floating on the surface here because I just kill everything in sight. which is great if you want to farm fish. The only problem is collection. So I don't really collect stuff usually, but I see some ink sacs in here, and those are helpful to have, so I'm just going to go ahead and collect what is in here. Briefly, sort of like get that out of the way. Obviously these are like temporary pens for my chickens, sheep, and cows. I'm going to make like a barn somewhere over there where they're going to go eventually. Let's see. So this area, I have this bridge that goes over, but we're going to go into this building first. And I really like how it looks. I'm very proud of this one. This one took me a while to get going. But this is sort of my trading hall. It's what I don't know if I talked about it or mentioned it earlier, but this is where all my villagers are. Of course, their prices are kind of ridiculous because, well, they haven't been zombified and then cured, and so this is probably going to be more for show than anything else, and I'll have my actual trading post maybe downstairs in the basement where I can actually set up a mechanism to do all that. What else? Yeah, so this is the basement. This is where villagers are supposed to be breeding, but it's not working so well because they managed to escape the confines there and sort of broke the machine, so that's not exactly ideal. Hi guys. So I need to fix that at some point, but I'm too lazy to do it at the moment. So yeah, what time is it? It's midday. I should be able to make a run over here if I can. Gosh, that sounded so southern for a moment. That is like weird. Alright. I'm gonna go through my base because I feel safer doing that. And hopefully that creeper is gone. The one that was chilling out up here. I'm going to... It looks like it's gone. Let's see. Let's go across this bridge. I'm going to extend this wheat field some more at some point, just not now. It's quite an undertaking. I cleared out a bunch of trees here as well. You probably can't tell because you've never seen this area before, but it was covered in spruce trees, and I went through just yesterday and cleared out a bunch. Partly because I needed spruce wood, but partly because I needed to just go ahead and clear this area so that way I can use it for building, and also just sort of like clean it up, leave less areas open for mobs to hang out during the day in the shady areas. So I'm going to go down here, and it is a very slight drop because I'm using ladders instead of wood pillars, and this is where this originally, I was planning to do this section under here as purely wheat farms, but I decided to change my mind because like it would just be more convenient to do all the crops in one area. So my original plan was just to make this whole section here wheat and like do like 4 pillars at least, and then maybe do some more additional ones as like extra. But this guy decided to break the code and do carrots instead. I had wheat seeds down here, I had wheat growing, and he still decided to do carrots. I don't know why, he just did. So there goes my plans for organizing things by not making it so I had to organize things, but that's fine. And I do plan to extend, put in more of these. I have to mine out that section there before I can put one over there, but this section over here is, ooh, I almost fell down there, is nearly, I think it might be just enough space, we'll have to see, to put in another one to the side here. And that will be my crop farm. Of course, there's tons of materials here that I've mined out. Gosh, Gosh, I keep slipping into this accent, I don't know why. And this is just like the materials I've collected to work on this, on another one of these when the time comes. But I'm just going to go ahead and leave since we still have some daylight, and sort of pop back over to my base. Let's see. This rain is really gonna kill my frame rate. My recording is probably gonna look super jittery. Not much I can do about that though, so it's fine. Oh, it looks like there's a little corner there that got undone. Oh well. I'll have to fix that later. I'm not ready to fix it now. But yeah, I'm super excited with plans for this area. I completely forgot the one building off to the side there on the end. Well, I'll go sleep first because I do not trust myself at night in the dark. I will get myself killed. That is an inevitability, unfortunately. Because, like I said, I'm awful at melee combat. I'm actually pretty decent with a bow, but put me close to something and I am going to die. That's unfortunately just how it is. Yeah. We have one last building to see because I forgot about it, because it's all the way on the end here, and so you really only see it from certain angles. So just past the trading post here, I have this like boardwalk thing going, which I think is fun, is this building here, which this is probably one of the buildings I'm most proud of. I really like it. You can see that section there is already starting to turn blue. That stuff hasn't changed much. I think that section was done first, which is probably why. But it's super cool. I like it a lot. Those axolotls are having way too much fun. Anyways, this building has no purpose as of yet. I have no clue what I'm going to do with it, but it's sort of got this fun sort of like a port house feeling to it. Like this is sort of like a pub with an inn attached type thing, I think. That's what it sort of feels like. Look at those glaciers over there. I need to go farm some of the ice at some point. But not today. Or not right now, at least. So yeah, this is like what I've got going so far. I'm really happy with it. In terms of plans for the future, I have some ideas in mind. I won't go into specifics because I don't want people like, getting ahead of me in that. But the idea is that I want to sort of divide these two halves, like this right here, this my hobbit hole right here, is sort of like the center area. Oh boy, I just fell in here, how lovely. Alright, back up. Anyways, the idea here is that my hobbit hole sort of be the centerpiece of this whole area. There's quite a bit of land that way, and there's quite a bit of land that way. And the idea is to make this section here sort of more like medieval-ish, sort of fantasy, not really fantasy, but like human element here, where it's sort of like this style of stone and woodwork, and a few like pieces with some extra decoration on it, and like have this be more like the normal medieval human side of things. Eventually I'm going to put a windmill on that hill there to sort of go with that hay, and that's where I'll collect my crops and stuff. And then from there, the idea is to make this section over here more of a fantasy style thing. So they sort of blend. Ideas have them blend in this little center area here, and have that area be more like the fantastical, fairy, whatever you want to call it, magical area there. And I have some ideas in mind for how I'm going to accomplish that, but I don't want to give too much away because, like I said, I don't want people to get ahead of me on some of these things. You can see my manual crop farm over there, barely. But yeah, I'm definitely going to have to do a lot of terraforming. I already started a little bit of terraforming there. You can kind of see where the stone and gravel is. That's an area I had to take out where that hill sort of cut over in this weird, like, bowl shape. It just looked kind of awkward next to this big hill here. So that's why I took that section out. But I'm going to have to, like, even out a bunch of that area, or parts of this area to make room for building, obviously, because it's very, very lumpy and hilly. But I'll get to that at some point, just not today. So I'm super excited about the possibilities here. I think we have a really good potential for, like, taking on some big building projects, which is what I want to eventually do. And then maybe, because I'm going to be forced to actually put out these recordings, I'll have to not be such a coward and actually take on some caves and spawn proof, like I should have been doing a long time ago. In addition to some other things, maybe venture further in the nether, because I'll be able to gain some bravery through the video screen, through osmosis, maybe. I don't think that's how it works, but we'll see. So yeah, I'll probably end the tour here because I feel like that's really everything that needed to be talked about. There isn't a whole much more left really to say. But I think what I'll do is, since this recording right now isn't very long, I'll probably pick up a project to do, pick something out because I have a list of things I know I need to do, and I will then add that on to the back end of this tour, and there'll probably be something small, not relatively big, just to get it started. So I will be back.